Hi friends, now let's discuss the very basic architecture of Oracle Rack and we will discuss about each components as well. So let's start with the figure. You can see that there are three applications. They're connected to this single client access name. This is scan. So scan listener the special type of listener that provide a single and virtual host name for the client connection to access the database services. This simplifies client connection process and load balancing of rack environment by abstracting the complexity of connection to the multiple nodes and instance in a cluster. So by the use of scan listener, we can use multiple instances by single scan name. Okay. So in the example we have two nodes, the rack node 1 and rack node 2. Every node having same components, okay, and each node communication by the using for private interconnect, okay, and these are every node having its own operating system. One is own operating system. Node 2 is also having its own operating system. Node 1 is also having grid infrastructure, and Node 2 as well, also having the grid infrastructure as well. But if you see the diagram, both nodes using this single database. This is fact database. It's a shared system that will be on Oracle ASM. Okay, so that is the rack system, and this one OCR and voting disk. So this is the diagram that discuss each component one by one. Now let's discuss about VIP. So the VIP is a virtual network address assigned to each node in the cluster, and VIP plays a crucial role in ensuring the high availability and transparent failover for the client connection to the database instance running in the cluster. So that's how VIP works in tracks. Thus, the virtual IP address, each node in the Oracle database is associated with the unique virtual IP. Okay? And the VIP is virtual network address that does not belong to any specific physical interface. Okay? We did not define this IP address in physical interface of your instance. Okay? VIP for each node, all active nodes in the rack have their own VIP. Okay. When client connect to the rack database, they use a single connection string (SCN), which include SCN 9A, virtual hostname, or the VIP address. The scan or VIP address is resolved by the domain name, using multiple physical IP address on each node in the cluster. And the load balancing and failover. The scan listener on the or a VIP listener is responsible for routing the client connection to one of available database instance in rack cluster. Use the load balancing algorithm to distribute the connection every among the instance. If the node or instance become unavailable due to failure, the VIP automatically move to another available node. Okay, ensuring the transparent connection failover for client. So by using VIP Oracle RAG, ensure that the client can connect to the database instance regardless of which node is hosting in the instance. The VIP provides the layer of abstracting and a high availability of client connections. Okay. Now, services. Basically, services is you can say that is a logical entity that represent a specific functionality or application that the database offer to client and user. The service allow you to group of database resources, control the distribution or workload, and manage the connection and work priority in a more organized manner. Okay. Services are especially useful in Oracle RAC environment, where multiple database instances can be a part of same database and share the same data. Some key aspects and benefit worker services are that service definition as a service is defined by with the service name which serve an identifier for the logical functionality and application offered by the database. Each service name is unique within a database. Workload management, okay. Connection load balancing, client can connect the database using the service name and underlying Oracle listener, scan listener routine connection route to the appropriate instance, set the instance based on the service configuration. Okay. Resource management, you can allocate specific resource that is CPU memory to the service, allowing you the priorities or limit resource allocated to different application or functionality. Means if you are uh, uh, so if you have a single database and you create a service that's supposed create a service as transaction, okay, and second service you create a reports, okay, and you give the transaction some another resources and the reports to some other resources, okay, and an application one is using you gave the service name to application one which you will perform transaction. You give service transaction, and another application is used for reporting. You give it the service name as a reports. So both applications will use the same database, but you distribute the load by the use of services. You can also use load balancing by the use of service link. Okay. So service offer a powerful way to manage and control workloads and client connection in Oracle database environment, particularly in track environments. So the next one is listener. So listener is a process that run on the database server and act as a network listener for client application. Its primary function is to establish and manage the network connection between client and Oracle database instance. When a client application wants to connect to the Oracle database, it needs to communicate with the listener to establish a connection. The listener is responsible for handling the incoming connection requests from client and direct them to the appropriate database instance. So let's give you some example. Connection request when a client application wants to connect to the Oracle database is sent to the connection request to the listener. Requests include information such as the database service name or set host or IP address of the database. Listener on the port listener process listen on the specific port default port is 1521 for the incoming connection request for the client. When request arrive on the designated port, the listener pick up the request. Okay. Connection dispatching, the listener check the Client connection requests again the registered database services and instances. It then dispatches the request to the appropriate database instance based on this specific service name. If required service is available on the multiple instances that is back environment, the listener performs the load balancing to distribute the connection across the instance. And connection monitoring, the listener continuously monitoring the established connection, ensuring that the availability if the database instance become unavailable. For example, due to the instance shutdown and failure, the listener remove the instance from the list of available services. Okay, so listener plays a very critical role in enabling the client to connect the Oracle database instance in a secure and controlled manner. Okay, it ensures that the client connection are efficiently routed to the appropriate database instance. So next one is that database instance. Each node has its own instance, which I've already discussed in my previous class. The single instance having two components. First is SGA and second one is background process. So so every node in the rack environment having its own instance. Okay, and having its own SGA and its own background processes as well. Next one is grid infrastructure. So each node have its own infrastructure as well. So grid infrastructure is a technology stack that provides the foundation of building a high available and scalable cluster environment. Okay, and it include various components that enable the management and deployment of cluster database, as well as other application and services in enterprise structure, IT structure. The key component of grid infrastructure basically is the clusterware. So Oracle clusterware is a foundation of Oracle grid infrastructure. Provide the necessary infrastructure to create and manage the cluster of servers. The clusterware manage the cluster resources such as services, your VIP, and non-membership. It also ensures a high availability and automatic failover of cluster resources in event of server and network failure. Okay. Second one is automatic storage management. This is your ASM. ASM basically is a volume manager and the file system designated specifically for Oracle database files. It simplifies the storage management by providing the unique storage platform that eliminate the need of third-party volume manager or file system. So ASM dynamically manage this basis and distribute data across the available storage devices for performance and scalability. You just provide the raw device from your storage and allocate this raw device storage to your ASM. Okay, so ASM is automatically manage your distribute and store your data in your raw device. And the second one can is the Oracle customer agents. Customer agents are software component responsible for managing and monitoring various sources in the cluster, such as databases, listener, VIPs, and services. They provide the necessary interaction with cluster where to enable the resource management, failure, and load balancing as well. And the next one is Oracle Local Registry (OLR). OLR is a local registry that stores the cluster specific information of each node. Okay. It provides a mechanism for the cluster node to share the essential configuration data. And the next very important, Oracle voting disk. The Oracle voting disk is a very crucial part of the Oracle cluster web that helps ensuring the cluster integrity and avoid split brain situation. It stores the configuration and voting information of cluster node is available is vital for the cluster operation. Okay, so in the voting disk, store every node is just stored is availability disk. The nodes are available or not, and then the Oracle Enterprise Manager Grid Control. This is the optional minute secret processor can be integrated with the Oracle Enterprise Manager Grid Control, which provide a centralized management platform to monitoring and managing the enterprise entire cluster environment. So Oracle Grid Infrastructure is used to try and manage Oracle web application cluster, which enable the multiple database instances to run on a shared set of servers and storage. Okay, the combination of ASM and cluster wave, and also support um, ACFS file system. We can create from the Oracle ASM. So then the last one is in like this operating system. We can use the operating system Red Hat. We can use AIX and much more operating system we have. And the next one is Oracle database and voting list. And the voting list we are already discussed. And Oracle database is database in the Oracle ASM. Okay, they are using this the database file is by the controlling by the Oracle ASM. So, okay, this is all ASM software is on each node. Okay, and this Oracle database is shared across our complete uh, rack architecture. And the last one is private interconnect. Okay, so basically, private interconnect is also the specific LAN card we need to uh, jack in our database server. Okay, and it said this private interconnect is for the communication between each node. Okay, this communication. Let's suppose if user want to change that block which shared among my database. So the private interconnect basically a private interconnect also known as a private network or private interconnect network is a dedicated and separate network used exclusively for communication between nodes. Okay, in the Slack cluster. It serves as a backbone of for the internode communication and synchronization, playing a critical role in ensuring the high availability performance of track environment. Some key point let's discuss. The purpose of this the private internet is used for essential node communication between the rack cluster membership if it carries out the messages related to the cache fusion. Okay, which is mechanism that allow data block to be shared and access between different nodes in the cluster, which I described earlier. So, second one is redundancy. To ensure high availability, the private internet is typically designed with redundancy. It is common to have the multiple network interface NIC on each node that is connected to the several switches to provide the fault tolerance and prevent a single point of failure. So these private switches and private will not be part of our public network. Okay, so my public network will be separate from my private network. Okay, low latency and high bandwidth. Private internet is optimized for the low latency and high bandwidth to support the fast and efficient exchange of data messages between the cluster nodes. So, if, so my private interconnect should be have a high bandwidth, okay, and it will not be part of my public network. So, if as any latency come on my private interconnect, so my overall rack performance will be will have we might have very bad performance in our rack environment. Okay, isolation, the interconnect is keep separate from the public network, which I have told you. Okay, and general communication. Yeah. Security, the private interconnect is typically more secure than the public network since it's isolated and dedicated to intercommunication and prevent unauthorized access to the sensitive cluster information as well. We should not be have any firewall over there as well. Okay, so cluster heartbeat, the private interconnect is used by the Oracle cluster to exchange the heartbeat message between the node. These heartbeat messages are essential for detecting the node failure and initiating the recovery action. And the last one is cache fusion. The cache fusion is the crucial feature of Oracle Rack that enable the multiple node to access and share data blocks from the buffer cache in a coordinated manner. The private interconnect play a centralized role in facilitating cache fusion, allowing nodes to communicate efficiently and consistently access the shared data. So it is important to properly configure and manage the private interconnect to ensuring the optimal performance, reliability in Oracle RAC environment. So DBA typically work with a network administrator to design and implement a robust private interconnect network that meet the performance, latency, and requirement of RAC cluster. So that is the very basic architecture of Oracle RAC and its components. So, in our next lessons and in our next classes, we will discuss these process more deeply, and we also discuss the sequence of communication as well. So, thanks for watching our class one, lesson one.